Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we have fallen upon Sergeant Hammer. We're going to be doing our best to get a win today. I just played a game with one of the most depressing people I've ever met in my whole life. I've reported them. Hopefully we don't run into them again. Basically decided we lost on the character screen, then started Googling my name and talking shit about charities. That's the experience I had before going into this. So I've called upon the viewers to help me out. These two guys were the MFPT chat channel looking to form a party, so I joined them. And I was like, you know what, guys, I really need you to protect the hammer. So we have a Tyrande and an ETC on our team. Hopefully we get a win today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Infernal Shrines today. The friendly team, ETC, Sergeant Hammer, Tyrande Whisperandru, Kael'thas, the Queen of Salami, and Sylvanas. The enemy team, Nazeebo, Abathur, Diablo, Tyrande Whisperandru, and Karazim. So, they have a pretty decent team for countering me. We are going to be going for... What do we want to be going for? I mean, I guess we want to go for advanced artillery, right? That's what we would get the most damage out of. Stealth is kind of cool. The ambush siege tank. You can be a secret agent siege tank. But yeah, advanced artillery is the way to go. So we're going to come up here and we're going to completely establish dominance on the enemy team. We're going to walk right in and siege up. If they want to kill me, they can. I mean, it's only Nazeebo down here, it looks like. Let's get some of these zombies away from me. And we're just going to kill their tower. And there shouldn't be too much that they could do about it. Now, with two people coming in, there is a little bit that they can do about it. But we're going to try to just hold our ground. We're going to try to be brave. And get this tower down. Oh, now I got to leave. Oh, Abathur mines now! Oh, God. Okay, alright. That's one way to start a video. I don't know if it's the best way to start a video. Have faith. Please. Tyrande taking a little bit of damage. She should be okay. We drew their middle lane out, actually. Oh, mid's uncontested. Cool. So I'm just going to go push with Sylvanas. Fuck it. We'll make them come to me. We're going to be the aggressive Sergeant Hammer. Oh, okay. Or we'll go down and help because that's what our Tyrande Whisperandru wanted us to do. Okay. That's fine. I don't mind that. Looks like the first shrine is becoming active, and it's going to be in the middle portion of the map. Now, normally, positioning with Sergeant Hammer is really easy on this map because the enemy team has to go into these areas. So you can just, like, ouch. So you could just, like, hang out in these areas and siege from a very good distance. However, when they have a Tyrande on their team and a Diablo, that becomes a little more difficult because they can get to you so easily. So I'm going to have some pretty passive positioning back here, and I'm just going to focus on getting the objective as much as I can. The friendly team doing a great job of hovering around me, although ETC is now taking a ton of damage. And we're just going to click on the enemy team as they walk into us, as it becomes a problem. Other than that, I don't see much of a reason for me to really be pushing forward. And now we have to leave. We're going to use our thrusters just to reposition a little bit. We'll come around the bottom portion here and siege up again. Here we go. Now focusing Diablo, trying to pressure him out of here. And really anyone else who happens to walk into my zone as well. We are going to claim this for the land of Hammer. Now that they're leaving, we're going to move up, position very aggressively this time. Diablo coming in from behind is going to be a bit of a problem. We could just push these zombies out of the way. And the team is doing a really good job of controlling this area. We are now going to go for focused attack, which is going to give me critical hits periodically. Every 10 seconds, we're going to critically hit a target. And as you can see, the enemy team trying to come in to control these shrines, and we're just pushing them right out. The Punisher is going to be pushing middle lane, and we do start out with a, what is that, a Frost Punisher right out of the gate. So I'm going to be moving in here. I'm just going to try to kill top. That's my goal. We're going to mine ourselves in and try to kill top. Well, meanwhile, the friendly team doing a great job of pushing middle, and the enemy team doesn't really seem to be responding to that at all. Let's go ahead and siege up on the top part here as well. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Aggressive Sergeant Hammer. What you know about that? Probably a lot, because this is how Sergeant Hammer is played these days. The reason Sergeant Hammer has become such an aggressive lane pick is quite simply because of the changes to her siege mode. She did fall off for quite a while in the pick scene. Not very many people were going for Hammer at all. And basically the reason for that is because so many players have been introduced into the game that are able to just flat out control Sergeant Hammer. You know what? I might go for a 10-second reduction on these thrusters. Yeah, we'll do that. Because the enemy team is so... It's going to be so easy for them to collapse on me. We're going to go for cooldown on thrusters so that I could be all over the map a little bit more. Let's come in here and make this a not so one-sided fight, shall we? Yeah, I just walked right up in siege mode next to him. What of it? What of it? I'm not afraid. Alright, ETC is going to be recalling. The Abathur was, like, right here. But I'm not going to do any stupid plays to get an Abathur kill. Not today. We're just going to siege up and start dealing damage to everything here. Now, with Diablo coming in, we are going to have to move pretty quickly. We do see Abathur again there in the back. But I'm not going to do anything ridiculous to get to him. We're just going to continue to play safe. We're going to continue to play safe. This is one of the best maps. Actually, both of these new Diablo maps just cater really, really well to the Sergeant Hammer playstyle. So I'm trying not to do anything just stupid. I'm trying to do my best to just, like, do damage where it makes sense to deal damage. Alright, coming in here. Let's own this. This is ours. I'm in tower range. We're going to start hitting tower. If they want to contest us, they have to run through ETC and Salami to get to me. And now Tyrande coming in as well to help us siege this up. We're a pretty big force to be reckoned with down here. And wouldn't you know, the shrine happening right next to us. I'm going to try to hold my ground for as long as I can. Remember, we do have Nazebo down below us just a little bit. But it looks like Karazhan bit off a little bit more than he can chew. And he is going to die. Now we're going to thrust her back just a little bit. I'm going to activate this and then position on the other side here. Because I want to be safe. I need to be safe. So, my abilities, I never actually explained them, did I? We have our Q ability, which is the spider mines. We're going to be laying these out, and they're going to be sticking in one spot for the duration on their little health bar there, and dealing damage to anyone who walks into that area. Our W ability, Concussive Blast, is going to allow us to push people away. Bad news bears, bad news bears. Thrusters are out, but the living bomb, it looked like a living bomb. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know what that was. I thought I had living bomb on me. It's going to be enough to take me down. Alright, we only need 14 more of these little dudes here to spawn another Punisher for ourselves. Just regroup. I'll be right there. Unfortunately, our Sylvanas is pushing the top lane and not helping with this objective at all. And then deciding now to come help with the objective. Very, very late, mind you. Very, very late. She was pretty much in the position where she should have stayed committed to her pushing goals, but that's okay. We are going to go for Napalm Strike because it is incredible on this map and this objective. But the problem still remains that I'm really slow, and I'm trying to make my way down here, but it's not going well. Our E ability is Siege Mode. It's the iconic thing for a hammer. Let's just kill this Karazhan here, walk right in and own this place. Yes, come into the circle, everybody. Come right in. And it's going to, our siege ability is going to allow us to increase our range to anything that this circle touches. Anything the light touches is going to be your kingdom, Simba. That's essentially what you should be saying to yourself all of the time. You own everything in the circle. Now, the problem becomes that there have been a lot of heroes introduced to the game since Alpha that can just completely dive on top of Hammer and make his life miserable. I'm not even going to start a list. I'm sure you can come up with a list of your own, but it becomes so hard for Hammer to just sit still and deal damage to people, which is why the changes to Hammer recently have been so important. They've made it so Hammer can siege up and unsiege very quickly. Before, it used to be a commitment. You were stuck with your decision, whatever you decided to do, sieging up or not sieging up. You were stuck with that. Now there's a very short 2-second cooldown that allows you to play incredibly aggressively like I am. Now we should leave here. We should leave here. I'm just going to keep on napalm and trying to get some room for our ETC friend to get out of here, and we're good. Now, Sergeant Hammer does not have a mount like traditional heroes do. Instead, we have these thrusters. We have talented to reduce the time between thrusters by 10 seconds. So every 20 seconds, we're going to be able to shoot off into the stratosphere. I guess that's not actually what happens, but I like to imagine that it could if we really wanted it to. At level 13, I am going to be going for Giant Killer, just flat out increasing the amount of damage we can deal to a target. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to finish this off since Tyrande just used her stun. Beautiful. And I'll be on my way. I'll be on my way doing hammer things. Fuck your minds, Avatar. Cool. Alright, this is going really, really, really well. I like this a lot. The team's working together for the most part. The enemy team doesn't seem to be focusing me too hard, which is really good. The match prior to this, the enemy team had a Nova, no, it wasn't a Zeratul. It was a Nova, a Murky, and a Sonya. So all of those guys could just jump right on top of Hammer and kill her. So let's just say, on top of the worst person I've ever met in my whole life being in that game, it was not a very enjoyable experience. This is much better. This is much better. Sergeant Hammer is a great character. You just need to make sure your team is built around her. She could perform perfectly well in Hero League, and don't let anyone tell you any different. You just need to make sure that the enemy team does not have too much hard engage, and you need to make sure that your team can keep you safe. That's really all it takes. It's really all it takes. Alright, so we're going to be making our way up top. We're going to try to get some good positioning before the enemy team can get up here. This is going to be the Arcane Punisher. This is the one that we really need to have. And with the enemy team, they're actually really out of position right now. They're all in the middle lane. We do lose our Salamia Shalanore, but the 2-level advantage may be enough that it doesn't matter. I'm going to position even more aggressively here. I'm going to make it so that if they come in here, they're going to have to deal with me, and there's nowhere they can stand to avoid me. Unfortunately, this means that I'm going to be the brunt of a lot of damage, and I hope that the team can keep me alive. We're going to thrust right behind this Diablo here. That's going to take the focus away from the majority of our team. We're going to continue to napalm strike. We're going to mine. We're going to do whatever we can to get out of here. Very nice job by the friendly ETC keeping them off me there. Now, Salami is going to be respawning, and I'm going to try to rejoin in here. We're going to rejoin cautiously, though. We're going to make sure that we're safe before we really commit to this. And with them pushing in yet again, we are going to have to leave. So it looks like we may just lose this Arcane Punisher. Our Salami's AFK. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Now, we only need 12 more. In theory, I could come in here and poke these down. We can napalm strike right on whatever they clump up and make this happen. We could do this. We could do this. Now, it is very likely that I die for this. Oh, okay. All right. I went in a little too deep. Salami going in even deeper. I'm surprised he's not already killed. It looks like we're not going to get the Arcane Punisher, and I'm dead for this. But we do have this pretty substantial push down in the bottom lane. And if Avatar's not careful, he is going to die. I don't know if Sylvanas made that push happen. I wasn't really paying attention to what Sylvanas was doing. But they have the right idea. You have to hit it first, you have to give it vision, and then we're going to bait it over the wall so that all of our structures are hitting it. Now, this isn't Arcane Punisher, so they do need to be careful. But this Mercenary camp down in the bottom lane is going to keep this pushing in the right direction. Good. Good, good, good. Our Kael'thas does die to that damage. Sylvanas, again, not helping out. Sylvie Bay, can you help? I won't even go there. Mercenary is a good idea. Mercenary camp is a good idea. I just wish she was around a little bit more in these team fights. But that being said, I don't know what she was doing on this last objective. I wasn't paying attention to her. I was so worried about what was going on to me. So maybe she was. Let us push this top lane. I don't see any reason not to. Sylvanas making her way down bottom is going to try to push that. That does separate our team quite a bit. But Sylvanas is great at split pushing, and depending on her talents, which she went for full passive, she's going to be pretty damn good at what she's doing. The only problem becomes that, you know, I'm pretty good at split pushing too, so we could just use her with us to accentuate the power of our push even more. Good mosh pit is going to pretty much kill off the... Oh, good Divine Palm. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Great Divine Palm. We do run into the issue where we are just completely by ourselves, so we are going to use our Concussive Blast on that zombie wall there and try to disengage. We'll keep throwing down napalms to try to slow down the enemy team, but it looks like we are going to be losing at least a couple of the friendly team members here. Let's put down some spider mines. That'll slow cares him if he tries to dive us too deep. Grab this sippy cup. I'm gonna go for hover siege. That's what I'm doing. Hover siege is where it's at. Yeah, quite simply, our team's splitting up way too much. Kael'thas was dead. He was respawning, but Sylvanas could have been with us pushing. Instead, she went for some camps there, but that's okay. The objective is coming up now, though, which is a bit of a problem, as half of our team is going to be dead for the first part of this. Be careful. Don't die. We're going to need everyone here, for sure. Ouch, I got hit by now. All right, let's just leave. Let's just leave. Let's just back it up. Now, graduating range would give me the advantage here. I did go for hover siege mode because I want to be able to just move around a little bit in these team fights. Looks like Tyranda's back up on the field as we were just turned invisible and healed. That rhymed. I'm Dr. Seuss. I'm in the hoose. Okay. All right, everyone's arriving. Good. This is what we want. Now I'm going to slowly make my way in here with this hover mode. We're not trying to win any wars here. We're just trying to slowly make our presence known. Diablo actually flanking down behind me so I can continue to reposition with this hover and stay safe. This is good. I've always liked hover mode more than graduating. Always, always, always. I don't like being stuck in one position, especially versus a team that can mine me in, that can zombie wall me, that can hit me with Tyrande stuns. I want to be at least a little mobile, and this is what I need to be a little mobile. We're going to go ahead and use our thrusters to disengage a little bit here. Put our napalm down in the middle of the lane. Try to keep that pushing. We do need just 3 more last hits here. I put the napalm down and got 1 more. There we go. Napalm finishing that off with 2. The team is going to get wiped here, but that's okay. Or at least the tank, ETC, and myself are going to die. Oh, you walked right into that. You were fine. You were totally safe. How we doing on damage? Kael'thas way ahead, 37,000. And everyone else kind of falling into the middle to upper teens. Okay, so this is pushing down the bottom lane, but it doesn't look like it's going to get much done. The enemy team already melting through its health reserves pretty quick. Tyrande going in with those stuns, though, could definitely help this guy do a little bit more damage. Kael'thas by himself in the middle lane, deciding not to push into that tower. Kind of just walking around right now. Sylvanas in the top lane. Let's push with Sylv. I mean, if she's taking all the time to do this pushing, we should at least help her. She's going for a mercenary camp now. We can head up there and try to get something done. The enemy team is all missing, though, and they know that we're there, so they do need to be careful. Abathur slapping things in the middle of the lane. I don't know if that's a taunt or what. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. By the way, that's always my impression of that one guy on Fox News. What is his name? Bill O'Reilly? I think that's his name. It's not a very good impression. But that clip was hilarious when he was just having a little meltdown. If you haven't seen that, you should go watch it. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All right, let's push in middle. Salami's not with us. Salami, you want to join us? Salami? We need Salami here. He's our highest damage dealer. ETC saying 4 now. Maybe that's the cooldown on his ultimate. I don't know. Okay. I don't like mounted demons coming towards me. Now we're stunned. We're gonna use our thrusters. We're gonna use the thrusters. Go get out. Go on, get out of here. Okay, now we're gonna siege back up and inch our way into this team again. This is why I love hover mode. I'm gonna die again though. I'm dead. All right, ETC going in with the mosh pit. Everyone on the enemy team is caught in here, and here's the Phoenix to round up that damage. We are going to do a ton of damage to the enemy team. Unfortunately, Diablo is going to resurrect right away. The Divine Palm not going to save the enemy team's monk. He is going to be taken down. Very nicely done. Very good restraint being shown by our friendly Sylvanas and ETC. They're not going in with too much damage to trigger that palm right away. Now, we do have Tyrande and basically everyone but ETC recalling on the team right now. The enemy team actually pulled ahead on experience at some point, so they do have their level 20 heroics, and they are going to be able to contend with this relatively well, but their supports are dead. Their monk and Tyrande for the enemy team have been taken down. So ETC going to start this by himself. This is the Arcane Punisher. This is the one that matters the most. This one can win games by itself. And we should have the numbers advantage. These guys all recalled at the same time, but Salami is significantly behind on the return. Not too sure what the holdup was there. But He is going to be able to do a lot of good in here. I'm going to go ahead and use my thrusters. They should be off cooldown again by the time that I need them. And I'm just gonna siege up right here. We're going to be safe. Let's just throw some napalms out as far as we can. And yeah, we have a very commanding lead on the enemy team here. They were a little afraid to come in without their supports, and I can't say that I blame them. I can't say that I blame them one bit. And now, push with this. All together. Sylvanas already trying to run off on her own. We need everybody together. Sylvanas, come on, boo. Come on, boo. You can do it. Stay with us. She's going bot to clean that up. I understand that, but we could use her here a lot. It would be a big help. Thrusting right in here, we're going to kill off the enemy team's Nazebro and then siege up. Remember, we can move while we're in siege, so we're not committed to this one spot. With Sylvanas in here, this Punisher would not be taking any damage. It would take 0 damage because these towers wouldn't be firing. And that's such a strong thing to do when you're pushing with these Punishers. The enemy team doing a lot of damage now. We're just going to kind of mosey on at it. Oh, we were killed by an owl. And Sylvanas now taking a mercenary camp down bottom. I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to split push, but quite frankly, her passive could have completely leveled everything in here, and we could have done core damage with her by our side. Also, just from a team fighting point of view, it's one more target that the enemy team can focus rather than having all of their attention on me. But again, I get what she's trying to do. It just may not be the right thing to do. And of course, she's not even pushing it into the structures themselves. She's leaving to get more mercenary camps. I don't feel like she's really getting the most out of her trait right now. I don't feel like she is at all. But the friendly team moving back, doing the right thing since we are... No, we're actually not outnumbered. They could still be applying a lot of pressure here, and we're just choosing not to. But we are going ahead and getting those mercenary camps. We are vastly ahead on siege. If you go ahead and take a look, we have all of our tier 1 defenses, or at least the forts themselves, still up. So the enemy team is going to have to do a lot of work to get through these. And just for the record, I'm very much aware that I'm not the best hammer player, and my positioning could always be better. And I'm very much aware that graduating range could have saved me in a few of these spots already. It looks like we do find the slug. He has taken a lot of damage, but ETC wisely not overextending too much there. Is starting to fall back. Let's go ahead and thrust her on up here, try to get in range to help out. Napalm going down. That should deal some damage to anyone who pushes forward. And the minion wave itself, and we could throw another napalm very quickly after. Such a good ability, such a good heroic. The fact that you can spam this constantly on Hammer makes Hammer such a threat in these fights. Such a zoning threat too. Not only are you able to zone with your siege mode just by itself, but you're also you're able to zone with your ultimate just constantly. Such a strong ability. I do really like the bullet though, the orbiting bullet. That is a great ability as well. I've always really enjoyed that, even if other people don't. I've always been a really big fan of that. The amount of siege damage you can dish out with that bad boy is just incredible. On this particular map, though, I do think we're going to get more value out of the napalm. So here we go. Here we go. The enemy team going to be moving in soon. I'm going to just lay down some mines, get ready for this. Let's get rid of this monstrosity. We don't need that coming in here dealing more damage. I'm about to be zombie walled. Here we go. The ult coming out from the enemy team. That's going to hurt. We're just going to slowly move out of this. We're not going to commit too much to staying in here. At least I'm not. And the enemy team has pushed us out. They have killed our tank. But we can easily turn this around. We even have sippy cups here to help us re-engage. So we're going to do that. We're going to start to move back in. To start to just push back in here, dealing a ton of damage to the enemy team's Charism. A great stun, gonna make our push even better coming in here. Diablo now taking a ton of damage for the enemy team. We should be able to finish him off with a napalm strike. Oh, don't leave. I need everyone moving in. Everyone needs to be protecting me. Very important right now that everyone is on the same page moving in here. And unfortunately, they're playing a little bit too scared. So it looks like the enemy team may actually get this. But stealth coming up for the friendly team. Diablo's so low on health. Sylvanas walking right into Tyrande, just taking that damage. The Phoenix now coming out from our friendly Kael'thas, the friendly Salami Lord. And it looks like they will finally take down Diablo. We're almost even on these. We need to keep up the aggression. ETC going to be back up in 5 seconds, but Salami is just great by himself at clearing out these little camps of enemies. With that chain bomb, he's going to be able to get a ton of these for the friendly team. He just needs to have the confidence to do it. Great gravity lapse on the enemy team's Tyrande. She's going to be taking a ton of damage from that, but unfortunately, a good zombie wall is going to set up that stun really nicely for the enemy team, and he's just going to be annihilated. Of course, the Tyrande does have that Hunter's Mark, which makes targets vulnerable, which is how they were able to just melt that guy so quickly. We need a stun coming out from the friendly Tyrande to kind of finish this off. They are looking like they're trying to re-engage now. But I'm back up. I'm on the field. I'm making my way up here. Be careful. Be careful. He's by himself. He's by himself. And he's hard engaging. No, don't engage. Don't engage. I'm going to be there soon. I already used my... Wow, they finished that off fast. Wow. Okay. Whatever, we can take care of it. This is, I believe, the first one that the enemy team has actually gotten. We can bait it right in here, start dealing some damage to it. This is good. Now it's going to have a ton of health because it is so late in the game. And if the enemy team does decide to push in with this, it's going to be a pretty big deal. Our Sylvanas once again deciding to split push, not with the team at all here, which I think is becoming a little bit of a problem. I think we could have done some core damage earlier, and we could definitely use her just raw damage here to help us defend. But it doesn't look like it's going to get too much done. Just one fort. The enemy team, however, is missing. Looks like 2 of them are down in the bottom lane, and the monstrosity for the enemy team now pushing middle. Sylvanas has done almost 300,000 siege damage. She really has been putting in a ton of work split pushing. I just don't think it's really split pushing at the right times. Okay, so we know the enemy team is starting to move in down here. I'm going to do a napalm over the wall so we can see what's going on. Looks like they just took that camp. Napalm over the wall, still going to do a ton of damage to it. This camp barely even got away from the spawn before it was killed. Now it looks like the enemy team's starting to move in a little bit here. We can just hover our way up, trying to help. Just go out and hover our way in here. Throwing down napalms just as more of a scouting tool than anything else. We also need to remember that Abathur did go for the mine build. So by scouting with an explosive into these areas that I can't see, we are going to be killing off his mines. That can be very devastating to our friendly team. We're a little too split right now, though. Okay, never mind. I thought that was ETC moving up there. We need to stay together. At all times, we need everyone together. Because if they get a pick right now, this could very, very well be the end of the game. Very easily be the end of the game. If we want to push bottom, I'm all for that. We just need to be very aware that they are above us. We do have Sylvanas, so we could probably kill this tower before it even knows what hit it. And the objective is starting in the middle lane. So the enemy team is going to have to make a choice now. Do they want to save their base, or do they want to go for the objective? I think we should put pressure on the objective, or on their base personally. We could easily take out someone that overextends to try to stop us, and then move in as an entire group onto the objective and win. But you know, we'll see what the friendly team wants to do. Looks like we're pretty committed to this right now, and the enemy team is moving in pretty hard. I'm going to be focusing their Tyrande here, dealing a ton of damage to her, trying to force her out, but she is going to put the Hunter's Mark on me, which could be pretty devastating. Napalm going out on the enemy team here. We're going to use our thrusters. We're going to reposition. We do lose our ETC, and unfortunately, the enemy team didn't lose anybody. Very unfortunately. Looks like we're still trying to engage here, though. We're going for broke here. I don't know if I agree with this anymore. It's becoming pretty hard. Can we make it out? Oh, it's becoming pretty hard to deal with, the enemy team pushing. Unfortunately, some misread cues there on my part. I thought we were trying to stay, and we were quite simply not trying to stay. They were trying to disengage. You always have to, like, be ahead of your friendly team's thinking on Sergeant Hammer, which is another reason that she's so hard to play. You have to pull back before your friendly team starts to pull back, because you're so damn slow. It's going to take you so long to actually get into position to make anything happen. Now, I will say, at level 7, I did take a risk going for the hypercooling engines. And I have noticed several instances where I could have stayed in these fights a little bit longer with first aid, where I could soak up significantly more damage with first aid. But instead, I'm trying to do these repositioning things with the thrusters, and it's splitting Tyrande's healing pretty thin. Tyrande has spec for a lot of healing. She's even upping my damage with this True Shot aura, which is fantastic. But I think I could have helped out a little bit more with first aid, so maybe that was a bit of a mistake. They do get the Fire Punisher. This is okay. It's not arcane. The next one is going to be arcane, though, so we need to make sure that we're in a good spot to win that. 30-minute game. This match going on for a very long time. We should just be able to sit here and kill this damn thing. But okay, we're gonna let it move around and stuff. The enemy team taking this time to get mercenary camps to try to apply pressure to our other lanes. Luckily, oh, now they're coming in full force. I don't know why they weren't just supporting this guy from the very beginning. I don't quite understand that. We're just gonna sippy cup really quick and try to stand in Diablo's shit. That's not working. That's not working at all. I thought that would be enough healing to keep me going, but not even close. So we're just gonna napalm the minion wave. We're gonna try to keep these guys back. I do have leaping spiders on me, dealing a ton of damage right now. Leaping spider's so good versus Sergeant Hammer because she has to sit there and basically take all of the damage all the time. Not too sure why the enemy team didn't just support that push from the very beginning. They took the time to get one mercenary camp and then all collapsed on top of that. I don't quite understand that thinking. They are 2 levels ahead of us right now, and once you stop getting talents, those stats, basically at level 20 plus, the stats you get from having a level advantage, they're a pretty big deal, pretty damn big deal. So let's clear this out. I know to focus the main guy first because he's the one who summons the dogs. If you guys leave these summon mercenary camps uncontested, they can like push all the way up to your core. It's kind of ridiculous how fast they can summon dogs. Very strong mercenary camp. I wanted to dick around with Mercenary Lord on this map just because of them. They are very powerful. Seems like we're going to be in a limbo state for a little while. The next team fight will decide the outcome of the game, I think. Sylvanas getting caught. Very, very bad news right now. She is going to be stunned and killed. And now she's going to be dead for the next 60 seconds because she refuses to stay with the team. Just downright refuses to stay with the team. This objective is happening and we are a man down, so we really are just really relying on a good mosh pit to set this off so we can win this fight. We're outnumbered. We're a level down. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. I'm trying to reposition. I'm trying to stay safe. I am sitting in 2 ultimates right now, but I'm going to try to just attack through this damage. No, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. Sylvanas not being in that team fight, a pretty big hit. Now I'm dead. The enemy team is doing a great job of focusing me, trying to keep me dead. I was trying really hard to make my damage meaningful there, but with the enemy team's Tyrande ultimate on top of me, the monk coming in and constantly dealing damage with the Avatar top hat, and the leaping spiders of Nazibos, on top of the fucking ultimate of Diablo reaching into the stratosphere to catch me. It's just not enough. I just can't live through that. Granted, I could reposition and then come back in. I have 9 deaths, and I'm very much aware that I've died a lot, and I could be playing better. Graduating range was a much better pick, I think, than the hover mode. Even though I am a fan of hover and I like to move around a lot while sieged, I think graduating range would help me a lot with a lot of the problems that I've been running into. And it would also cause the enemy team to overextend when they're trying to get to me. Overextend a little bit more. Graduating range, I believe, could outrange that Diablo ultimate, and that's really been the kicker. That's been what's getting me. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, no. Do not want green eggs and ham. I do not want them Sam I am. Can we kill this Punisher before it kills the core? Or me with its little arcane sentries? I don't know, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try, damn it. We're going to make this happen. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think this is going to be GG, friends. That's okay. I knew going into this that it was going to be really hard for me to get a Sergeant Hammer win, and I think our 2 allies that we brought into this with us, I think they both played really well. So, that is Sergeant Hammer. I made some mistakes versus the enemy team that I could have avoided if I had a little bit more knowledge of the character. But I don't think we played awful by any means. The enemy team was just really good at focusing me down. And I was not using my thrusters enough, and I didn't go for graduating range, which definitely would have helped. So my talents for this game, we did go for Advanced Artillery, increases the damage bonus to long distance enemies. So again, another reason to have graduating range. Focused attack every 10 seconds. Your basic attack against heroes deals 75% additional damage. Basic attacks reduce this cooldown by 1 second. So basically, the longer we sit there and attack someone, the more damage we'll do overall. Hypercooling engines, because I thought mobility was going to be my friend this game, and it turned out not to be. Napalm Strike to help with the sentries, or to help get the punishers, rather. Giant Killer to deal more damage. Hover Siege Mode to reposition. And then Nexus Frenzy to deal more damage as well. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time.